Hey, what's up, long drivers? Welcome to Smash Factor. Got a great show for you today. Got an interview with 100% Hank. Hammerin Hank Parks is here, the winner of the first XLD Team Series event that was held here this past Friday. We got the results from the interleague that happened the day after and a look at schedules going forward. We'll be back with all of that right after this. All right, folks, I told you we were going to have him on here. Here he is, Hank Parks, winner of the first XLD Team Series event here in Long, South Carolina. Happened this last Friday night. Hank, welcome Smash Factor, buddy. How you doing?
I'm doing great. It's an absolute honor and a blast to be here.
Yeah, dude, you're still smiling. That's good.
I am. I've had a smile on my face since Friday that you can't get rid of.
Yeah, man. So, hey, let's tell folks a little bit about you if we can before we get into what happened at the event. Tell us about your athletics up to this point and what you've done before you got to long drive.
All right. So pretty much about me, I was actually, I went to Easley High School up in Easley, South Carolina, and I was a big time baseball guy there. I went to Spartanburg Methodist Junior College, and while I was there for 2 years, I was the career home run leader there, and actually a guy had passed me for the career home run list, but I myself had the single season home run record at Spartanburg Methodist and all throughout South Carolina baseball history as far as junior colleges. So that got me well noticed, and I actually went to the University of South Carolina, won a baseball scholarship there, and played there for 2 years, and went to 2 World Series in Omaha, Nebraska with South Carolina. So actually my freshman year at Spartanburg Methodist, I went to the Junior College World Series. And then my last 2 years at South Carolina, I went to 2 World Series there. So I've got 56 career collegiate home runs, and 25 of them came in one season.
How about that?
In junior college at Spartanburg. So I've always been able to create power. And pretty much that's what led me to, long time down the road, though, it led me to long drive. And I do remember really watching in the late 90s and 2000s, Jason Zubek, okay?
Yeah,
he
man.
stuck out like a sore thumb.
Yeah.
Jason, big,
Yeah, man.
bulky guy, can absolutely turn it back in the day. And I kid you not, so about 3 years ago, I was watching old baseball videos, and one of me popped up on YouTube. And so I looked, and it said World Long Drive. I'm like, hey, man, I haven't seen that in a while. And, of course, the very first thing to show was Kyle Berkshire from 2019. I was like, you know what? I get after it pretty good in the gym. I was always able to spin it pretty good when I played baseball. Let me try to give this a shot. So that pretty much what led me to get into long drive now.
Yeah, what was last year your first year?
Last year was my first full season ever competing with long drive. Now I tried to do an event. I say tried to do an event on my own, completely no coaching, on my own, and I busted 2 drivers. That it was actually in Columbia. So last year I kind of just made it a point that I actually got noticed real quick. I got noticed at a driving range. I could swing it really fast, but I had no clue where to go, where it was going, or how it was going. So 2 coaches saw me at the local driving range, and they, we kind of worked out a deal and said, "Hey, we'd love to work with you. You come out, you hit for our classes," and long story short, it blossomed. And that's kind of where I got to probably for the last. I've had swing coaches for the last, not speed coaches, swing coaches, for the last 18 months.
No, that's so cool, man. You played with Moby up in the Western Carolinas League, went to the World Championship last year. If I remember correctly, you finished a top 8 at the World Championship your first year?
I finished top 8. And I was actually going into the knockout rounds. I was actually the third guy, the number 3 guy of everybody. So, yeah, it progressed very quickly. And to speak on Moby, what made it so good for me when I transitioned from, hey, I want to try this, I went the route of, hey, let me get some eBay clubs, let me try it out. But slowly but surely, pretty much for the first 2 or 3 competitions of last year, I started using his equipment. I didn't know. So I started using his equipment. I started asking questions. Hey, what does this do? What does this do? And I can't tell you, he made me feel so welcome to, hey, he answered all my questions. What club is good for you? What speed, what shaft is good for your speed? And then all of a sudden, it's just from midway through that season. I mean, obviously it's not how it is now. There's really big reasons why now this year I've taken off, but that got me started.
Yeah, that's cool. So which Shark Attack golf club are you head and shaft are you hitting right now?
What I'm hitting, what I get started, what I call my fire starter, I start with a cherry, a 48-inch cherry on a 5-degree Goldilocks. But if you saw the telecast, as soon as I get one in play, I go to the bad boy. I go to a ferrule set at 4 degrees, and that thing that's my bad boy. That's my hammers. So I get you started. I get me in there. I'm getting going. Then I unleash the hammers, and that's my ferrule. That's my ferrule and cherry.
That's cool, man. So let's talk about that just a little bit. I got the bracket up here in front of me. So in the first round, I'll bring everybody up to speed. In round 1, this was a double elimination format, and there was 2 4-man teams for those of you that may not have seen it. If you want to see it, it's on our Wingding. It's on Facebook. You can find it about anywhere right now. The whole broadcast is there. But Hank was the number 5 seed, and he was up against the number 4 seed Ben Sutton in the first round. He sent Ben to the losers bracket. And then that put him up in the next round against Wes Patterson, the number 1 seed. He sent Wes to the losers bracket. and then in the next round, he was up against Kyle Gabbard, who was the number 3 seed. And Kyle was getting faster and faster all through the event. So was Hank. He sent Kyle to the losers bracket. Then over in the finals, Kyle came out of the losers bracket by beating Wes Patterson down there. And Hank was undefeated all the way, so Kyle had one loss, so he had to beat Hank twice. Took out Hank in the first round, 385 to 370 were the drives on that. And then in the last round, Hank took the win with a drive of 386 against Kyle's 382. So you guys were tight. Kyle was a little bit faster than you throughout the day, but you were consistently getting faster and getting more yardage out of that speed.
Well, I tell you the thing that gets me, like when I compete against Ben 10, I want everybody to really understand how good of a guy and how good of a long driver Ben Sutton is.
Yeah.
He's done nothing but help me as much as Moby. He's talked to me, he took me through the side. He's talked to me. He says, just this is what you need to do. You got to try to amp your energy a certain way, do this. But going against Ben is to me, is like going against my best friend. Okay. Yeah. Because we compete, we've been back and forth at different contests, even though I'm a little bit older than Ben. We've been back and forth as far as we got long ball here and there. So going against Ben, it's always nerve wracking for me, but I love it because, like I said, it's like you competing against your best friend. And just to know that when I come out, and I came out guns a-blazing, and then when I went past actually Wes's ball the first round, I knew something was brewing. So when I beat Ben, it felt great. It was kind of bittersweet, but it felt good. So going on to Patterson, so I'm sitting here thinking, here I am, this, really, really after my first kind of full season into it. Yeah, I'm going against a guy who's been in the world long drive for a while. Okay, guys, he's got a nice stroke, a good swing. He's constantly in the mid 200 balls. He can even dabble in the 210. He swings it a little bit faster than me. I said, so this is going to be, I have to get amped. And my biggest thing is, if you watch me, I wear an Apple Watch. I sit there and watch my heart rate. I'm like, well, if I'm down, I need to get amped up. So I was getting amped up, and my heart rate was in the 170s, 180s in the second round because I knew this was going to take my shot. But I call it a controlled chaos when I'm up there. I have things I visualized, and that round against Wes, I was like, you know what? I'm going to square one up. I don't care how fast he is or how good or where he's been. In my mind, I've told Moby this plenty of times. I don't care if Kyle Berkshire's on that other tee box with me. He's going to get 100% Hank every time. It doesn't matter. Now, I know I have that one big ball that can be in me. So when I beat Wes, it was just like, okay, maybe I do belong. Maybe I can belong.
There you go, buddy.
So, and the thing with Kyle is, Kyle Gabbard, let me just tell you, once I first started, Kyle was kind of starting. He was a little bit before me, but the kid can absolutely swing it. I'm sitting here. I'm 17 years old. I'm 17 years older than Kyle. So, but the guy can swing it, and I've seen the progress in him. And so we went through. I beat him that first, and I'm like, man, this is something going on. And then I knew that always in the back of my mind that he could come and clip me one time. But what got me is my first time that I beat Kyle, I broke the shaft over my back.
Yeah.
My favorite club, the one I use, and it's the only time I use it, is in competition. So I broke it over my back. I actually went and got a backup, but the backup was a 47.5 and not a 48. So that's okay. So when I had to use it, I kind of had to adjust to a little bit different kick. The first round, there's no excuse. Kyle straight beat me. Beat me. There's no doubt. It was amazing. So the second round, the second of the final, I said, you know what? I can adjust to this kick if I just move my ball placement at contact. And sure, 5 of my 6 balls went over 200 miles an hour, and I had pretty much 140 club head speed throughout that whole last round. That was faster on everything, club head speed and ball speed that last round. And so, like I said, I hit actually every ball in play, but 5 of the 6 were all 200 plus.
That was 100% Hank, man.
That gave me the win. And I think with my workout regime and the amount of balls I hit every week, I think I've conditioned myself that, hey, I can get stronger the longer I've hit.
Hey, that's awesome, buddy. I love that 100% Hank. Well, I'll tell you what, man, I know you had to step away from work to come do this interview with me. I appreciate that more than you know. It's good to get to know you and let other people get to know you, man. Thank you so much for that. Congratulations on a huge win. Can't wait to see you next time, partner.
Oh, absolutely. I'm just so blessed to have you guys. And I look forward to keep making a good name for you guys. And if I can do it by just absolutely beasting out and, getting dropping the hammer out anytime I can, because, I show emotion. I get after it. If you're going to get Hank Parks, you're going to get after it. And I'll be ready. I'll be ready. So, and I hope I can bring out the best in people because you guys bring out the best in me.
That's awesome, buddy. Have a great rest of your day at work, man. We appreciate you. Can't wait to see you next time. Take care. All right, long drivers, welcome back. How about Hank Parks? Man, he's got that perma-grin going on, still smiling ever since Friday night, coming off of that big win. That's a happy dude right there, and you're going to see a lot more of Hank Parks going forward.